I've been meaning to make a video about AI generated art for quite a while now, but it always seemed to me like everybody and their grandma, and possibly also their dog, had already talked about it. And then today, something happened, and it made me think that it might be worth exploring a little more. So I was on Fiverr. It's a site that I occasionally use to make an extra dollar. And I came across these artwork gigs for $5, just $5, the minimum. And back in the days, this wasn't really a problem because you would see cheap gigs on Fiverr, but that would usually mean lower quality, and no self-respecting artist would work for such a low rate. So when you paid $5, you kind of knew what you were getting. But now things are changing, I would say, big time. And these were really impressive. They were really, really good. Of course, there was a catch because at first glance, they absolutely, totally looked legit. But then I took a closer look at the hands, and I could right away tell they were made with AI, possibly with Midjourney. So I went ahead and I did reach out to a couple of these quote-unquote artists, and both of them try to justify their actions by saying they actually have to put in the work of assembling the images in Photoshop, and that the pieces are only partially made with AI. Sure, yeah, right. So let's break it down for a moment. These gigs were all going for just $5 as their base price, right? Now, if you think about it, aside from the hands, because they were butchered, the artwork could have passed for a real one. And I would say it would take a skilled artist maybe a full day or more to come up with something like that. Probably more, easily more. And since Fiverr takes a 20% cut, the artist only gets $4 of the $5. So for a real artist to compete with those offers, they would have to work an 8-hour long workday at 50 cents per hour tops. And that does not sound decent at all to me. So it kind of, or really, I should say, hit home, because I thought, okay, then the real issue is not AI per se. Maybe it's not even the companies, although to a degree it is. It's definitely people using it or abusing it. And the most immediate problem to me is those who pretend to be artists and sell AI-generated images, flooding the market with pieces that can go easily toe-to-toe with professional work for the price of, I don't know, an ice cream cone. And to me, this is very worrying because in a year or two from now, these scammers might just charge a bit less than a real artist, just enough to make you doubt. And then how is anyone supposed to tell the difference in the final product? You can't. So the truth is they could replace us very quickly. And that to me is a pretty scary thought. So what can we do about this whole situation? Well, first, if you are one of these people making a final artwork with AI, selling them to people for cheap, I have to kindly ask you to think twice about that, because you are cashing in on skills that you didn't earn, that you didn't learn, and basically you're taking advantage of artists who've poured years and years of their heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears into their craft. And the tools you're using were trained on images made by countless artists without their permission or knowledge at all. And then I'm thinking about these AI companies in the art industry, if we can call it art industry anymore. I think they really need to switch up their business model. First, there ought to be laws that prevent them from using models that were trained on stolen data. Why not push them to train their models on images that were shared willingly, or maybe just on public domain images instead? Or how about banning personal names or specific brands from the prompts? So say one cannot simply have a piece that looks like it was made by Kim Jong-il because you cannot write Kim Jong-il in the prompt. And if they're not willing to do that, then should be laws that force them to slap at least bare minimum a watermark or something on the images that are created with AI so that everyone knows. But, I can hear you right now saying, you're a real artist and you're screaming like, oh, that's not going to work. What should I do? I understand. A large portion of the art community is in despair, myself included sometimes. So if you are a real artist, just keep on practicing and perfecting your craft. That's what I think you should do. Be passionate about what you're doing. Show off your work. Be proud of it. Make sure you point out that it was made by a human. You can use hashtags like drawn by human, made by human, or painted by human. And share your process. Show everybody how you create your art. Connect with fans, fellow artists. Maybe create a community that values the craft. And while you do that, remember, in any case, AI themselves are not necessarily bad or evil, and they can be of great help, actually, in your work. You can use AI to come up, with unexpected color combinations, interesting layouts. Maybe you can even help you overcome the artist block if you don't know how to start off your sketches. Say, for example, let's say you are working on something and your sketch, you already have a sketch, and the sketch is a very complicated pose. You do not have reference and there is no time to make a sculpture. Well, then AI can jump in and give you the reference you need. Or again, maybe you want a crowd in your piece and you normally use a photo to help you draw it. AI can totally help you with that as well. So you see, there are good ways, and I think these are great ways to use AI. And I think it can make the process better. However, it's important to be aware of how much you are depending on these tools, because relying too much on those might hold back your creativity and skill growth. So you gotta kind of find that sweet spot and make sure you're not shooting yourself in the foot in the long run. So figure out the difference between what's just handy and what could be a bad, potentially a bad idea for your growth as an artist. So use AI tools as maybe a little extra help, but always remember that nothing beats sharpening your skills, letting your creativity flow through practice and dedication. Just best thing you can do. And finally, to those who commission artwork, please, oh please, keep supporting real human artists. I get it, budgets can be tight, but a lot of people, artists, count on your support to pay their bills and be able to fulfill their dreams. So you've got the power to make a difference. Please always make sure you're backing a real artist. And to sum it up, I guess, I realize we cannot obviously stop the progress of technology, but we can definitely stand up against the misuse of these technologies in ways that trick people and steal dream jobs of passionate artists. We gotta talk about it. We gotta put some rules in place for AI generated art, and just make sure everyone knows what they're looking at. If it was made with AI, make sure they know. If it was made by a person, make sure they know. And that's all I have for today. So I hope this video sparked some thoughts and maybe open up a conversation. If you have any comments or questions, do not hesitate to leave them down below. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Okay, so you stay creative and take care.